to decide when love becomes a prison instead of a home. I was 6 years old when I changed my first diaper. While other little girls played with dolls, I was learning how to soothe real babies. My parents said this was love in our culture, but what it really meant was slavery dressed up as tradition. My name is Camila. I became a mother before I ever had my first kiss. While my mom kept getting pregnant like she was trying on new hairstyles, I was feeding my siblings, cleaning up vomit, signing school permission slips with a forged signature I learned at 9. They collected government money meant for childcare. But I was the childcare. When I finally earned a full scholarship to college, I thought I was free. I cried tears of joy when I opened the acceptance letter. But that same afternoon, my mom barged in yelling pregnant again. With twins. She looked at me like I was a maid getting promoted. "You know this means you'll have to cancel your plans, right?" she said. My dad just lit a cigarette and muttered, "Family comes first." What they didn't know was that I already had an escape plan. I worked as a cashier and hid money in a tampon box. My younger sister, Valentina, knew and promised to keep it secret. But when my parents found my acceptance letter, they called child services. Said I was an unstable teen who abandoned the kids. They thought they'd won. But Valentina had been recording everything. Weeks of hidden audio showing how I was forced to mother everyone. When the social worker showed up, I put the phone in her hand and hit play. My mother's voice filled the room, saying I had to take care of all the kids until I had my own daughter to pass the burden on to. My dad laughing, "College? She thinks she's getting out." The social worker looked up. My mom went pale. They tried to fight back. Brought in a cousin who worked in IT to say the recordings were fake. Forged therapy notes from a so-called counselor. They even called a family meeting. My grandmother, the matriarch, declared I was ungrateful. This is what women in this family do. We suffer in silence. But the silence ended. Valentina also had a diary. Names, dates, details. Enough for the investigator to uncover that my parents had scammed over /$30,000 in childcare assistance. Enough for the judge to charge them with fraud. He looked at them like they were dirt. "And your daughter? What did she get?" "A stolen childhood. Sentenced. 2 years in prison." And me, they offered custody of my siblings. Ironic, right? Fighting to escape a family that the court then asks you to raise. But this time, it was my choice. With Valentina as co-guardian. Therapy for the kids. Support from social services. I choose. Not out of guilt. But love. The real kind. No threats. No manipulation. No chains. Now I go to community college. Work part-time. And when little Gabriel tugs my shirt and calls me by my name and says, "Thanks for dinner, I know the story has a new beginning." But tell me this, if you had been me, would you have run or stayed to break the cycle?